A strong wind of 140 degrees below zero swept across the globe, and the first to suffer was Tokyo, Japan. Late at night, Tokyo residents froze in their sleep before they knew what was happening. Then the cold winds came in and jumped straight to London, England, where it covered the entire city and destroyed all of London's landmarks. Moscow, naturally, was not spared. The Kremlin instantly turned into a snowy, icy city, but the fighting people are more resistant to cold. As long as the vodka is enough to make 100 degrees below zero, it's no big deal. In the blink of an eye, Sydney's Grand Theatre was also brutally attacked. In short, all the classic buildings in the world were visited by cold air. Otherwise humans would not take care of the environment at all. The cold air is still spreading, and they're running out of time. After a long wait, the military finally builds 300 hot air balloons, enough to disperse the cold, and fighter jets are put on standby on the aircraft carriers. The National Weather Service has detected a shift in the cold winds and expects the military base to be hit in half an hour. The Weather Service immediately informed the military and asked them to launch the balloons quickly so that they could adapt to the change. All 300 chemical balloons were immediately launched. As the balloons rose to their intended position, the carrier's fighter jets whizzed off, ready to follow and detonate. However, just as the fighters took off, the cold wave, as if realizing the danger, reached the carrier ahead of schedule. The ship's crew fled in panic. But where could they go? The carrier, indestructible in the face of nature, was turned into an iceberg in minutes. The authorities' assistant, sensing that the mission would fail, secretly transmitted the balloon's chemical composition to meteorologist Mark. Everyone was staring at the screen nervously to see if the cold front could be dispersed, and the authorities were now in a panic. When all the balloons had reached the designated altitude according to the plan, the fighter missiles were ready to be launched and pulled up sharply to the center of the cold front, and began to press the launch button to launch the missiles towards the cold air that was pouring out. Then the chemical substances carried by the balloons began to be released one by one, and the missiles cut through the sky with white exhaust. Everyone was staring at the screen with bated breath. If the mission failed, everyone would be doomed. A few seconds later, there was a loud bang and 300 balloons carrying chemicals were released. However, things didn't go as smoothly as expected. Although the detonation was successful, it only dispersed the fog on the surface of the cold front, and the center of the cold front was not affected at all. Instead, the temperature plummeted another 40 degrees, not affecting the 180-degree cold front that continued to rage. The authorities had to announce the failure to the people, saying that there was nothing they could do but to calm them down and accept their fate. The fear of death was at an all-time low. Mark heard that lying down is not the end of the world. It seems to be on their own. 180 degrees below zero. All aircraft carriers were completely scrapped, and all landmarks remained frozen. The Golden Gate Bridge, which has survived so many catastrophes, is once again under attack, as if it were suspended in the sky tens of thousands of meters above the ground. In 24 hours, the world will be plunged into an ice age. What will happen to mankind in the face of this unprecedented crisis?